It's now Tuesday at 7:46, Tuesday night. It's kind of, I've been out here, I guess, an hour and a half. I've had 3 trips already. There is traffic, yes there is. And I've had, last night, which was the Monday night, I had a so-so night. It was slow to get started, and it always seemed to be that there was some trip going on just when I was getting into something interesting on YouTube. And I sort of got through the night. It ended up being mediocre. It was more than 200, but less than 250 in the end. I didn't have any great long ones like run to the ferries or to the airport. Those are the exception rather than the rule, even though last week it was quite common for that to happen. So now I'm just in my part of town. I'm like the 7th car in the zone. It may take quite a while before I get another call. And yeah. It is what it is, I suppose. The sun has gone down, as you can see. There's still some daylight left. It's kind of a magical time of the evening, and it hasn't gotten really dark yet. I might have to put my headlights on soon. Up ahead there's traffic stopped at the traffic light, of which we have too many, but fewer in this part of town than other parts of town, so it doesn't clog up quite so often. Yeah, so yeah, last night was kind of nondescript. I went to sleep about 4 times in the morning hours, and now we're into the Tuesday night. I'll talk to you at the other end, I guess. Oh, what a relief this is. It's been a slow, quiet night. Tuesday nights typically are like that. And it was slow and quiet, and I waited a lot and waited a long time for calls. And then I guess I got my lease and fuel on by, I suppose, 11 o'clock. And around midnight I got sent to a hotel on the gorge where there was a bar. And I saw another cab driving away from there, and I thought, oh, I hope he didn't steal my fare. And then I drove in there, and I saw a man standing there near the door to the bar. And I was gonna pick him up, but he started staggering across the parking lot, was almost leaning on the car, and then he missed the corner of the car, and he missed the door handle, and he almost fell on his ass on the pavement. So it's like, buddy, I'm not picking you up, I'm not taking you anywhere. You are too drunk to travel. So I just drove away, and I marked the trip as undesirable. Now we have a code for that. We just put the code in the machine, and it cancels the trip on you, or for you. Well, 10 minutes later I was being sent back down to the gorge, and I'm figuring, yeah, it's a pretty quiet, dead night, And there was that one drunk who was calling the first time. I bet it's him again, so I rejected the call. Then, about 20 minutes later, I got another call in the same direction down on the gorge. And I didn't go for that one either, because that was like a hotel, just another hotel a few doors away from the first one. So I'm figuring the guy stumbled to the other hotel and called for a cab from there. So I'm thinking, okay, I'll reject that too. Let somebody else do it. But then I was rewarded by a decent trip. It was one of our regular customers who was going home from work. He works in a restaurant near there, and he went home. So that was good, $15. And then I had another fare from up on West Saanich Road, and she went all the way towards Hillside Mall. That was another $26. And now another $45 to the airport. I'm over 200. It's 5 minutes after 4 in the morning. Anything can happen now. It's a lot better than it was looking. So, if nothing really much happens now in the last 2 hours of the shift, I will talk to you after the next shift, which will be the Wednesday night. Oh, did I mention already? It's Taxi Vlog 422. Yep, 422. And it is the morning right now of the 14th of September. Just about halfway through the month already. 1 week to the autumnal equinox. Wow, time flies. Talk to you sooner. You know, I had one of those little premonitions while I was driving back into town. And I was saying to myself, do it again, do it again. And this is my second time to the airport in a row. Because just as I got within city limits, I received another call. And that call came out here for another $54. So, yeah, I'm going to make my way back into town. And I just cleared at the ferries. It's 6:30. And what happened is I had one last call at the very last minute, and the guy gave me an address to go to, and I took him to that address. And then after taking the guy to that address, we get to that address, and then he says, well, there were these guys with boxes and baggage, and they said, we're going to the ferries. So we all went to the ferries. We piled all their stuff in here, and the three big guys. One of them is blind, and so here we are at the ferries. There's a bus waiting to go home. There's a ferry on the other side of that thing there. Anyway, this is the whole ferry parking lot. Yeah. Here's the morning thing. What a night it turned out to be. So another $75, over $300 grand total. What a crazy business this is. Oh, I got to get back into town and pass the car on to day shift. Here ends my Tuesday night, finally. Oh, here we are again. Now this one really saved my ass. I came out at just after 6, and I worked all night, but at around 11 I was beginning to yawn, and by midnight I was getting kind of sleepy, And it wasn't helping that I was getting about 1 trip an hour. So at 1 o'clock I cleared a trip, and I had maybe made $10, $15 for myself, maybe 20. And I thought, well, the next call will come soon enough, and I started watching a movie and fell asleep. And I woke up just before 3 and realized that I had missed a call. So in my sleep I did hear the beeping, but I slept through it. So yeah, I was out for a couple hours, and in that time maybe I missed 1 trip, maybe 2, because I was doing about 1 trip an hour. So then I had a couple more fares, and I had a no load. And between 3 and 5 I had 2 or 3 fares, which I was lucky to get. And then I was watching the movie again, and it was 5:30, and I was considering parking it. I was considering going home. But then at 5:30 I got a call, and I went to get it, and it came out here to the airport. So that's what saved my night. That's what made the Wednesday night okay. Friday morning, I'm walking home, and the Thursday night went pretty good until, well, most of the night went pretty good. There was some decent fares. I had my first customer of the night. She was just so pleasant. She must have been about 19 years old. She was blonde with brown eyes, and she just had the most pleasant disposition. I could go back 25 years, you know, and fantasize about being that much younger. But anyhow, yeah, that was a beautiful drive, and we hit it off really well. It was great. And so that sort of colored the night for the next 6 hours, and I was just getting great tips and having fun with the customers and enjoying it. And at around 1 o'clock or so, it got quiet for an hour and a half, and I didn't do anything, but I watched some videos. I just got caught up on my YouTube. Right now it's just after 6 in the morning, and I'm walking home. I think I'm going to do something I haven't done in a while, and that's do a Friday morning exercises at BackFit. I actually feel up to it today. For the last few weeks, at this time in the morning on Friday, I didn't feel like doing anything but going home and having a bite, having a couple of drinks, and sleeping. But today, I'm early enough. I mean, look, the sky is kind of just only starting to get light. So I'm going to do some exercises this morning. Take a walk, do some exercises, walk back, then have something to eat, then have a couple drinks, and then go to sleep. That's my plan anyway. So yeah, in the end, the night turned out okay. It was over 200, under 300. That's a good ballpark to be in, especially if it's above 250, which is where it was. Above 250. Friday night, there's going to be a big music festival. I'll tell you about it after it happens. Okay, it's now 2:24 in the morning, And I started at about 20 after 6 in the evening. And I went non-stop until about, till just after midnight. And then it started falling apart. Then it started going crazy. I mean, it was crazy already. It was non-stop. I had to, just to take a leak and get 5 minutes of rest. It was a big deal. Oh shit, I just realized something. I gotta test my diabetes. Hold on. Let me do this. Test my diabetes. Oh goodness. I was supposed to test it at 2, but I got busy, and I'll explain what happened. Well, I was one after another, and then at one point I cleared somewhere, and they were trying to send me downtown, and it's like, no, I do not want to work downtown. So they sent me somewhere downtown to pick someone up, and I rejected it because it was too far away. And they gave me another call, which was also downtown, and I rejected that because it was, nice number, 7.8, beautiful. My diabetes is under perfect control here, which is just a nice thing to know. 2:30. Okay, well, the time is 2:26. 2:30 is close enough. Yeah. I know you're probably just looking at the ceiling. Isn't that fun? Okay. Let's get rid of this test. Yeah, that window sounds terrible. I've been having problems with the windows. There. Okay. So, I was just busy nonstop, one after another, and it started falling apart around midnight, or half an hour after midnight. And then I was getting sent to do calls that were far away, or calls that were old. If the calls were more than 15 minutes old, that's too old. So I wouldn't do those. And I'll show you outside what it looks like. So I didn't do those calls. I rejected them. And then I got a waiver. Somebody waved at me from a pub. And he said, want to go to McDonald's? I said, well, which one? He said, just go to McDonald's, the one nearby. Okay. So I took the guy to McDonald's. And he wanted to go through the drive-thru. So we went through the drive-thru. And after we waited behind a couple of trucks who were ordering food also, we were told when we got to the window, after waiting for, $10 on the meter, we were told that they did not accept debit or credit. They only accept cash because their debit machine was down. The guy said, are you kidding me? And they said, well, you can go inside of the restaurant. Inside the debit works, but the debit does not work outdoors or outside in the drive-thru. So, okay, he wanted to go in the restaurant, but he was speaking incoherently, and he didn't make any sense to me at all what he was saying. And at one point he asked, after the drive-thru, can we go home? Yeah, just tell me the address, But he said, are you kidding me? I gotta go in the McDonald's now? And I figured the guy was so fucked up that once he was out of the car, he went inside the McDonald's, and there was a big lineup in the McDonald's, and I thought, no, I don't want to deal with this guy anymore. My little instincts told me, get out of here fast. So that's what I did. I got out of there fast. I drove down into town, and they were trying to send me down to James Bay, and I didn't really want to go because I was pointed the other way. It seems like I was always pointing the other way. And then I got a fare. I got these people waved at me. They wanted to go to an address in the part of town where I usually work, which is perfect. So I got them there. Then I got sent to a bar and took these people from the bar, and it was the Tally Ho, so it's an older crowd, and it's not the young kids, you know. So they wanted to go to the Carlton Club, which is a real, well, in my eyes, it's a real dive of a bar in Esquimalt. So I took them there. And then, what else happened? I crossed the bridge, and I got back to the part of town where I like to work, and I got another call. But the address didn't seem to make any sense at all. And so I called the phone number, and nobody answered, but then somebody sent me a text message. I hate text messages. I don't want to type on my phone. I just want to talk to people on my phone. Well, they left an emoticon there as if to ask me who the hell I am. And I said, this is the taxi. The address that I have makes no sense to me at all. Which was true. The answer that I had for these people made no sense at all. So I said, the address I have makes no sense. Where are you? Then they gave me an address totally somewhere else. The address was in the Western Communities, which I am past right now, but that's another story. And when they gave me the answer, I called our office, and I told our office, hey, you sent me to the wrong place. You sent me to the gorge where they want a car on the Goldstream, and it's too far, I can't do it. He said, oh, sorry, my fault. Okay, very good. So then I went, and I was going to head back to my part of town, and they sent me over the bridge. Now, usually I don't take calls over the bridge. I don't like going over the bridge. It's a waste of my effort. Oh, high beam's off. High beam's back on. I didn't want to go over the damn bridge. But I went anyway. And as I went out there, I got to the address. These people ran out into the street, and they wanted to get some mix at the store. Nearby little store, convenience store. So they went there, and then after that, they went to an address. We had to go through downtown to get to that address. And as I was going through downtown, I almost had an accident because some idiot backed out of a parking spot right into the street. And there was pedestrians everywhere, and it was just chaos downtown. It was about half an hour before the bars let out. And so I'm taking these people to a nice quiet street that's just off of downtown, and I drop them off. They pay and everything's fine. Then I'm just getting sent somewhere else downtown, and I don't want to go downtown because it's a clusterfuck. It's a mess. I don't want to go there. So I'm being sent to another address, and I reject it, and then I'm being sent to another address, and I accept it, and then I just fill in my paperwork. And this guy, who must be in his early 20s, just kind of stumbles over towards me and says, can you take me to Souk? I said, yeah, I could take you to Souk as long as you pay in advance, because I'm not driving out to Souk without the money in my pocket. So I took him out to Souk. He fell asleep after about 1/3 of the way, and he was sleeping, and he had really bad hiccups, but he didn't make a mess or anything. and I finally got him out to the fire hall in Souk, and that's where he wanted to go. And it took me about 5 minutes to convince him to wake up and realize where he was. He wanted me to take him to the gorge, but I said, but you already paid to come to Souk, and we're in Souk, we're at the fire hall. So he shook my hand as he was getting out of the car and wandered off into the night. What direction he went, I don't know. So then I drove back into town. That's where that other segment was. And I got sent on a few calls after that. One of the most memorable one was the call to a hotel. And I got there, and there was another cab waiting there already, and he said that he'd been waiting for 15 minutes, and that he passed the call on to me when he punched some code on the machine, and then it sent me, but then I was canceled, but I went there just to look anyway. Then I went back to my parking lot, and another one of my friends passed by, and we started chatting, and then I got sent to that hotel again. Called the desk clerk, and he told me, yeah, you'll be right out. So I took this young man from the hotel to a building he was going to, and he said that he had just hooked up with a young woman, but now he was on his way home to his girlfriend, and it was like 4:30 in the morning, and he knew that she would be suspicious of everything. And I said, well, it's up to you, you know, either your conscience is going to punish you and you won't be able to hold the truth back, or you may be cold-blooded and just be able to shut up and do nothing. Because he's asking my advice, you know, what kind of story should I make up, you know, to tell my girlfriend. And I said, well, initially I said, well, you were playing poker with the boys. But he said, that won't fly. And I said, well, I don't know then. I told him that I had never been in the position where I had to make up a story to tell a girlfriend about where I was during the night. I always told the truth, and I never cheated on a girlfriend when I had a girlfriend. I even made a video once about it where some young girl wanted to be with me so badly, and she wanted to get her rocks off, and she just wanted it, and I had to tell her, no, sorry, I have a wife at home, I can't. My conscience would kill me if I did anything. I mean, I would love to, you're very beautiful and everything, but I can't do it. I just can't morally do it. Well, he said, well, thanks for the advice, and he tipped me $5 on top of the fare. And at the very end, I was going back to my spot. I was trying to watch a video. I think I fell asleep or something, and then it was actually this was right away. I didn't fall asleep. I had fallen asleep before the guy from the hotel. I got sent to the same hotel again. No, I didn't. I'm so tired that my memory is shot. I was sent to an apartment building, and the guy said he's going out to the Brentwood Bay Resort, which was, you know, a $42 fare from there. So I ended my night very well. I did in excess of $500 for the grand total. So that was a success for a Friday. The whole week was a success. I did very well. Now all I got to do is do my laundry, and after I've done my laundry, maybe get a little bit of groceries. I don't really need to buy whiskey this week. I think my bar's full. Well, maybe I'll get something smoky. I think I got room for one smoky one in there. Anyways, Hope yours is better than mine because mine is pretty scrambled.